Um, so this little collective here, the Zoom calls, for me, like a very symptomatic of the folks that really kind of the OGs of the API space. Who else would you call in? Who else would you attribute? You know, maybe one, two, three, four people. It might have been a customer. It might have been a VP of engineering. It might have been someone else at your company. It might have been someone at a competitor. Who else? Two or three names, or however many names, and why? Just maybe because it's such. There's been so many shapers in this space. I'd love just each of you to kind of talk about who else has shaped this space.
We've mentioned some, right? I mean, there's Tony Tam, right, who created Swagger, right? I mean, that's ubiquitous, right?
I have a few I'd riff on. I mean, one is Brian Malloy, who I think, you know, his work on Teach a Dog to Rest made, like, how do you structure a REST API productive? Like, I found people in three-letter agencies in the government were like using Teach a Dog to Rest as a way to understand computation. Another one I'd throw in would be John Donovan, just a like top level, like CIO, but tremendous visionary for AT&T. And he redirected a lot of spending that created a lot of the businesses that we then got to innovate behind afterwards. I would say Jeff Lawson, the passion and delight that he showed in demoing command line, you know, phone calls and party calls. And I would also say like Oren Teich and James Lindenbaum at Heroku, right? This sense that you could create an environment that was going to invoke and present APIs through an easily hostable environment. There's so many people. You could throw a rock, right, at the sort of set of folks who were kind of clustered around, you know, this particular stretch of San Francisco in like 2009 to 2011, and you'd be like, oh my God, it was a time, right?
Brian Malloy, just you wouldn't know, but we had him last year as a guest speaker at Ford. So we brought him in. You know, he's based in Detroit, right? That's that's his hometown. And that book was so awesome, and all that whole sort of thread, right? Him as a teacher. So anyway, he was like this. He sort of walked on water or something when he left. We had like 500 people at this internal API conference at Ford, and when he came in as the guest speaker, and then afterwards, people were like, "Who was that guy?" Like he had this crowd of people around him afterwards. So, and then actually coming up to our conference this fall is actually Ken Lane. So speaking of people from,
yeah,
he's going to come and do a guest talk. So
that's awesome.
Anyway, Laura, I'm sure you've got your list.
I got a ping yesterday or this morning. No, I think you guys named the majority of them. I mean, I have to say, you have to give Chet credit as well, right? Yeah. I mean, you really have to. I mean, Chet took Apigee along with you, right? You guys partnered to bring that thing to where it was, and there was a lot of work put into making that not just API management. It was so much more, right? And I think the vision for that and the work that went into it, and he continues to do, you guys continue to do together, I think it's phenomenal.
Yeah, we were the first public API company, right? And I think, you know, there's a moment when you first and only so far. I think Kong will go public. The Kong folks are kind of the echo boom, right? You know, it's the kind of the second and bigger boom, in the way that they're doing it, super thoughtful. But yeah, there's something that happens with a market when there's an IPO, and all of a sudden everybody pays attention, and the phenomenon that you were looking at is a thing. I think the MuleSoft folks, Ross Mason, just a real gentleman, like in every sense of the word, just a kind, gentle person. And kind of the humility to say, like, hey, you know, the stuff that we've built is not enough. We need to take the thing that we're really happy with and build an API gateway, and then selling to Salesforce for $6 billion, right? Again, you know, an IPO, a major acquisition, those are the things that put technology trends on the map for a lot of other people. So when we write the story, we'll kind of look at some of those moments, I think. Marsh Gardner, I think I mentioned already, just one of the nicest human beings you ever met, and he's still driving Apigee at Google, right? They just became, like, you know, the number one API, you know, product, you know, recognized by Gartner. So like just the ability to stick to things, because in the meantime, I think I'm at my fourth company. So, you know, bless the people who aren't as ADHD as me, right? They actually get things done.
What about McNabb, right? Boomy?
Absolutely.
Still going Still
Mike
going
Ammons,
strong.
Mike Amundsen.
Yeah,
Again,
yeah.
hat tip there.
And
Mike
you
Amundsen.
know, there of course was Orrin Michaels, who founded Mashery, because I think
That's
he
true.
had the vision for making, again, API management as a thing, just along with Chet and Sam, right?
Yeah, I think we should probably all collectively apologize to all the people we didn't mention, right? Because like the three of us are here only because of the, the just all the great community and companionship and like trust and ideas and all the stuff that we bounced around, and everybody, lots of other people doing really well. Oh, Michael Fairchild, how about that person?
Oh, yeah. Oh, AT&T.
Yeah, so Michael is this like unsung hero at AT&T who was actually the powerhouse behind the transformation in Palo Alto, right? And like the amount of effort that he put in every day to kind of hoist the pirate flag, right, and sail it right into the AT&T Navy from within, right? Pretty amazing. So a lot of people that we will have failed to mention. So I apologize.
Yeah.
For all the people we missed.
Long list.
Awesome. Well, this is amazing. I think this is like a blast from the past for me.